and welcome on behalf of the Austin Area Translators and Interpreters Association, the AATIA. I'm Tony Beckwith. Some of our friends couldn't be here tonight because today is Yom Kippur, and so in the spirit of the occasion, may you all be inscribed in the Book of Life.
Thank you.
The poet and translator John Ciardi said, "You have to fall in love with hanging around words." And I assume you are all in love with words, or you've been dragged here tonight by somebody who does. Either way, thank you very much for being here. Also, thank you very much to Malvern Books. It's always a pleasure to be here. And tonight, they're offering 20% off on all works in translation. So please join me in a quick round of applause for Malvern Books. Thank you. Right, so today is International Translation Day, an event celebrated all over the world by translators and their associations. It is actually the feast of Saint Jerome, the patron saint of translators, librarians, and encyclopedists. Jerome was, amongst other things, a theologian and a historian. He was born in what is now Italy in 347 AD and died on this date, September the 30th, 420, at the ripe old age of 73, which in those days I think must have been quite an accomplishment. He is best known for translating the Hebrew Bible into Latin, which became known as the Vulgate. We, the AATIA, still honor him 1,600 years later, and as fellow translators, we salute him across the centuries for his contribution to our profession. Thank you, Jerome. We translators are in love with words. How could it be otherwise when we spend most of our lives playing with them, running them through our minds like sand through our fingers? Byron said, "Words are things, and a small drop of ink falling like dew upon a thought produces that which makes thousands, perhaps millions, think." William Hazlitt said, "Words are the only things that last forever. They are more durable than the eternal hills." Makes you think about what you're going to say. Robert Frost said, "Poetry is when an emotion has found its thought and the thought has found words." From a very different perspective, Edward Hopper said, "If you could say it in words, there would be no reason to paint." That one really caught my attention. If you could say it in words, there would be no reason to paint.
Who said that again?
Edward Hopper, the painter. Hart Crane was a poet, but he could have been speaking about translators when he said, "One must be drenched in words, literally soaked in them, to have the right ones form themselves into the proper patterns at the right moment." I know translators everywhere will sympathize and understand that expression. We translators are drenched in words, certainly. According to Françoise Wilmar, the Belgian translator, we are also idealistic, overambitious, obstinate, and frustrated. Idealistic because we struggle to find the perfect translation. Overambitious because we are fully aware of our inability to achieve it. Obstinate because we go ahead and do it anyway. And frustrated because we are never fully satisfied with our efforts. Ain't it so? Be all that as it may, tonight we are in for a treat. 4 of our colleagues, each one drenched in the words of another culture, are going to read from their translations of works originally written in English, Italian, Russian, and French. We'll begin with the versatile Eduardo Aparicio, a translator, writer, and photographer. Tonight he will read from his translation of Richard Blanco's book, Looking for the Gulf Motel. Blanco is a contemporary American poet. His Cuban family brought him to the States just weeks after he was born, and he grew up in Miami, of course. You know, the Cubans say, "I love Miami, it's so close to the United States." Through his work, Blanco asks the universal questions we all ask ourselves. Where am I from? Where do I belong? Who am I in this world? Please welcome Eduardo Aparicio.
Thank you very much, Tony, for that beautiful introduction, and thank you all for being here tonight. I'm really honored to see you all here, and thank you, Malvern Books, for hosting, and thank you, Michelle Ainsworth and Kristen Siracusa Fisher for organizing this. I will read from Looking for the Gulf Motel. We have the last 7 copies on that table. If you're interested, it's both in English and Spanish. Richard writes in English. So I will, I've never read this in English, but when we present it together, he reads the English original, I read the Spanish. Today will be an exception. I will read the English, and I will follow with my Spanish version. I won't be able to do justice to his English. I would encourage you to go on YouTube and look for his own reading of his own poetry, because it's really deeply moving. Yes?
Can you move the mic a little closer?
Yes, move the mic a little closer.
Very nice.
Is this better?
Yes.
Okay, I can talk loud too.
Okay, very good.
I'm not shy about talking loud. Okay. So I will read the title, the poem that gives title to the book. When Richard introduces his poem, he says it's about the Gulf Motel was a place that you would go on vacation, a cheap place to go on vacation when you were Cuban working class in Miami on the west coast of Florida. And then when he went back 20 years later with his partner, the Gulf Motel was gone. So his memories were gone, and he was very distraught and upset about it. So he felt that, like his parents who had lost Cuba, he had lost also a very important part of himself. So here's Looking for the Gulf Motel, Marco Island, Florida. There should be nothing here I don't remember. The Gulf Motel, with mermaid lampposts and ship's wheel in the lobby, should still be rising out of the sand like a cake decoration. My brother and I should still be pretending we don't know our parents, embarrassing us as they roll the luggage cart past the front desk, loaded with our scruffy suitcases, 2 dozen loaves of Cuban bread, brown bags bulging with enough mangoes to last an entire week, our espresso pot, the pressure cooker, and a pork roast reeking garlic to the lobby. All because we can't afford to eat out, mijo. Not even on vacation? Only 2 hours from our home in Miami, but far enough away to be thrilled by whiter sands on the west coast of Florida, where it should still be for the first time watching the sun set instead of rise over the ocean. There should be nothing here I don't remember. My mother should still be in the kitchenette of the Gulf Motel, her daisy sandals from Kmart squeaking across the linoleum, still gorgeous in her real swimsuit with amber earrings, stirring a pot of arroz con pollo, adding sprinkles of onion powder and dollops of tomato sauce. My father should still be in a terry cloth jacket, smoking, clinking a glass of amber whiskey in the amber sunset of the Gulf Motel, watching us dive into the pool, his 2 boys he'll never see grow into men who will be proud of him. There should be nothing here I don't remember. My brother and I should still be playing parcheesi. My father should still be alive, slow dancing with my mother on the sliding glass balcony of the Gulf Motel. No music, only the waves keeping time. A song Only their minds here, 10,000 nights back to their life in Cuba. My mother's face should still be resting against his bare chest, like the moon resting on the sea. The stars should still be turning around them. There should be nothing here, I don't remember. My brother should still be 13, sneaking rum into the bathroom, sculpting naked women from sand. I should still be 8 years old, dazzled by seashells and how many seconds I hold my breath underwater. But I'm not. I am 38, driving up Collier Boulevard, looking for the Gulf Motel, for everything that should still be but isn't. I want to blame the condos, their shadows, for ruining the beach and my past. I want to chase the snowbirds away with their tacky mansions and yachts. I want to turn the golf courses back into mangroves. I want to find the Gulf Motel exactly as it was and pretend for a moment that nothing lost is lost. I will now read the Spanish version. You may have noticed, just a couple of comments about that the English is already sprinkled with Spanish terms, okay? Just to give a local flavor and kind of an ethnic flavor. So part of the my job as a translator, is to respect that in the original, preserve it in the Spanish version, and as part of doing that, kind of reconstruct, if you will, restore the original Spanish, because if you think about it, these are memories that took place in his childhood at home in Spanish, but he writes in English. So the Spanish is the kind of exploration and discovery of what that original Spanish might have been.
Did you translate it?
Into Spanish, right. So I will now read the Spanish, my Spanish translation. En busca del Golf Motel, Marco Island, Florida. No debería haber aquí nada que yo no recordara. El Golf Motel, con sus faroles de sirena y su timón de barco en el vestíbulo, debería todavía surgir de la arena como el adorno sobre un cake. Mi hermano debería todavía fingir conmigo no conocer a nuestros padres, tanto nos avergüenzan, empujando el carrito de equipajes por delante de la recepción, cargado de maletas destartaladas, 2 docenas de pan cubano, cartuchos repletos de mangos para la semana entera, nuestra cafetera italiana, la olla de presión y un lechón asado que apesta a ajo por todo el vestíbulo. Todo porque mi hijo no nos alcanza para comer afuera, ni siquiera en vacaciones. A solo 2 horas de la casa en Miami, pero bastante lejos para estar encantados con estas arenas más blancas del oeste de la Florida, donde yo debería todavía contemplar por vez primera el sol ponerse en el mar por el oeste, en lugar de salir del mar por el este. No debería haber aquí nada que yo no recordara. Mi madre debería todavía estar en la cocinita del Golf Motel con sus sandalitas de florecitas de Queimar chancleteando sobre el linóleo, todavía regia en su traje de baño verde azul y sus aretes ámbar, revolviendo una olla de arroz con pollo, echándole cebolla en polvo y unas buenas cucharadas de salsa de tomate. Mi padre debería todavía estar en bata de toalla, fumando, tintineando un vaso de whisky color ámbar a la puesta del sol del Golf Motel, observándonos lanzarnos a la piscina sus 2 muchachos que nunca llegará a ver llegar a hombres orgullosos de él. No debería haber aquí nada que yo no recordara. Mi hermano debería todavía jugar al parchís conmigo. Mi padre debería todavía estar vivo, abrazado a mi madre en un baile lento en el balcón de puertas corredizas de cristal del Golf Motel. Sin música, a solas, al compás de las olas. Una canción que solo escuchan en su mente, perdidos en sus 10.000 noches de regreso a su vida en Cuba. La mejilla de mi madre debería todavía descansar sobre el pecho desnudo de mi padre, como la luna que se reclina sobre el mar, como las estrellas que deberían todavía a su alrededor girar. No debería haber aquí nada que yo no recordara. Mi hermano debería todavía tener 13 años tomando ron a hurtadillas en el baño, esculpiendo mujeres desnudas en la arena. Yo debería todavía tener 8 años deslumbrado por las conchas de mar y por cuántos segundos puedo aguantar bajo el agua sin respirar. Pero no. Tengo 38 años y voy manejando por Collier Boulevard en busca del Golf Motel, en busca de todo lo que debería todavía hacer, pero ya no es. Quiero culpar a los condominios, culpar a sus sombras por arruinar la playa y mi pasado. Quiero espantar a los turistas con sus yates y mansiones de mal gusto. Quiero convertir los campos de golf de nuevo en manglares. Quiero hallar el Golf Motel exactamente como era antes e imaginarme por un instante que todo, que nada de lo perdido está perdido. Muchas gracias.